Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Boz, and this is boxing prediction number 200. Wow, it is the jubilary, edition. All right, going to this upcoming weekend. I got three fights I will be doing, but first I want to mention one that were on Friday, which is a heavyweight fight between Murat Gassiev or Gassiev, however you pronounce it, fighting Mike Balogun. Alright, so this is Murat Gassiev. He was a cruiserweight world champion before, and he lost to Usyk. That's his only loss so far. Yeah, so he's fighting a guy that is 20 and 0, but he's already 39 years of age, Mike Balogun, who is also only 6'1" tall. Yeah, but he must be very stocky then. While Garcia is almost 6'4", very strong guy, kind of muscular and all that. He punches hard also. Well, anyway, at cruiserweight he did, and it seems at heavyweight he did stop like all of his opponents so far. Nuri Seferi, Michael Walsh, and Carlaus Welch. The first one and the last one he stopped in the first round actually, but this time they are fighting actually in Yerevan, which is in Armenia. I don't know why, because Gassiev is not Armenian, even though he doesn't come that far away from so far away. Well, anyway, I think I back Gassiev to win this fight and probably by a knockout as well. Yeah, so because I don't really know this guy, Mike Balogun. He's kind of old now, for, yeah. Hasn't really. I see he actually knocked out Trey Lip Morrison in one round. Well, so, but still, that doesn't say that much, and because Trey Lip Morrison is just, he is there because of his father. He has a punch, but not much else anyway. Anyway, this fight will be a good one, I think, and but probably, I mean, both guys are punchers, so I don't think it will go the distance anyway. And I favor Murat Gassiev. Yes, he's the younger and just more accomplished fighter. Right. The knockout can happen in any round. All right, and then we'll go to the main fights Saturday, March 4th. First of all, I also will only mention this fight, which is between a really promising heavyweight from Germany. He's actually, I believe, a Kurd from Turkey originally. Agit Kabayel, 22 and 0, 14 knockouts. Yeah, hasn't really been tested yet for real. I mean, actually, he did beat Derek Chisora 2017. That was by a very close decision majority. And he also beat Kevin Johnson, the Kingpin, but that's not so relevant. That was 2021. And he's fighting a guy called Agron Smakici, who is based in Hamburg. He was born in Croatia, a really big guy, 6'6", um, of Albanian heritage. So he has already one loss in the first round to Janko Sobutski, but that was in 2019. So since then he's won four fights by knockout. Well, I think Kabayel is 6'3", but it shouldn't mean that much. He simply looks like the more polished guy and technically better. And if he doesn't get caught with anything big, he should win. But probably, well, probably on points because he doesn't seem to be a guy who usually stops Yeah, he stopped Milan Rochan, which was, well, alright, just an alright victory, but nothing major. But yeah, I think Kabayel will win on points here. Yeah, alright. And then Lewis Ritson is fighting Ohara Davies. Interesting fight. Lewis Ritson, he not that long ago got stopped by Jeremias Ponce, who lost last weekend, this weekend, I mean, this last weekend, to Subriel Matthias. All right. And yeah, I mean, Ritson is he's a pressure fighter, and he did beat Dejan Zlatichan in his last fight, but Dejan is now no longer at what he used to be, obviously, after that brutal Mikey Garcia knockout loss. Yeah, and that was in his home, in Newcastle. So, yeah, as is this fight. But here he's fighting somebody who is still, in his prime. Obviously, Ohara Davies is just a more complete fighter, and as I said, Ritson is a pressure fighter, and whenever he cannot dominate someone, bully them, he loses. And when he faces a really good boxer, I mean, technically, even if I mean, whenever he steps up in class, it hasn't been much, of course, many times, but he's lost to two of his best opponents, one might say, which were Ponce and Francisco Patera. I remember the Patera fight, Ritson was kind of pushing really Patera in the early rounds, and but then Patera just started outboxing him and pretty much took over the whole fight. Ritson couldn't get off, couldn't land anything really big. So I think Ohara Davies also has the power actually to knock him out. So yeah, I mean he has been after losing to Jack Catterall in 2018. He's beaten some guys. Miguel Vasquez, even though he's of course now well past his prime, still a good test for anybody. Yeah, so he's beaten Tyrone McKenna for the WBC International Super Lightweight title, but he doesn't have it anymore. I don't know why. Anyway, Ohara Davies, 31 years of age, 24, 2-0, 17 knockouts. All right. And Ritson is 29 years of age, 23, 2-0, 13 knockouts. So, yeah, the biggest problem when you are, same with Josh Warrington, when you are a pressure fighter but don't have that punch, the big punch, then it can easily go wrong. In a fight against a quality opponent who can also punch, So, well, I just expect Ohara Davies to win this fight simply because he's also been doing better in his last fights, and his only two losses came to Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall. So two of the very best, among the very best in that division anyway. Yeah. So he should win this fight. I don't know really if it will happen by a knockout or maybe. Yeah, I can see that. Why not? I can't see that because, as I said, Ritson was stopped not that long ago, in the 10th round. Yes, even though he has bounced back, it'll be a good fight anyway. I mean, I think Ohara Davies, being from Wales and all that, he pretty much, or actually he's in Hackney, London, sorry. Well, anyway, I know he has a Welsh connection. He is fighting away, at a hostile territory, so he may have to win by a knockout, especially if the fight is anywhere close, in any way. So yeah, probably I will think I'll back in Ohara Davies to stop with some. Yeah, sometimes also maybe in the later rounds. Well, anyway, after round seven, yeah, and then finally the biggest fight by far, Brandon Figueroa versus Mark Magsayo or Magsayo. So this is for the WBC interim featherweight title. Hmm. All right. Hmm. Yeah, I mean Figueroa, and he lost to Stephen Fulton. That was his first loss, and then since then he's beaten. He's had one fight against Carlos Castro, which he won by a sixth round stoppage. Pretty impressive. Yeah, and he's got the knockout of Luis Neri. He's just going to be a better fighter than his big brother, of course, who also looked promising earlier on. But yeah, I mean, Magsayo is coming off a loss to Ray Vargas, so he will be looking to win this fight and put on fire up on all cylinders, and yeah, it will be a really competitive fight for sure between two really great offensive fighters and punchers and all that. I think simply that the thing is Figueroa uh, was is a younger fighter. I mean, he's still, how old is he now? He's well, not that much younger, 26. I thought he was younger. Well, anyway, he does look younger. He even the loss to Stephen Fulton. Well, I haven't actually seen that fight, but yet, but that was like a majority decision, and I see that Showtime scorer scored it even also. So yeah, it was a close one, definitely. While Magsayo, he did lose to Vargas, even though he did manage to knock him down. But I mean, to compare, I mean, Stephen Fulton beats Ray Vargas, on any day, pretty much on any night. So there you go. Those are the comparisons. Even though I don't subscribe, of course, to triangle theories like this guy beat that guy, so then he should beat also the other guy because that guy lost to the guy that this guy beat and stuff like that. Yeah. So I that's for dumb heads. That's the way dumb people think. And anyway, I think I'll be surprised if Marcelo actually managed to stop Figueroa, but also being the guy, fighting from where he fights. He does live in California, but he comes from Philippines, so there will always be a slight bias against him, I think. So this will be a hard fight for Magsayo to win. Yeah, Figueroa, he's 5'8", and so he's 2 inches taller than Magsayo. Also has got 4.5 inch reach advantage. So yeah, that is also quite significant. I mean, when you are talking about two punchers, fight between the punchers, the guy with the longer reach is at an advantage very often. I mean, can land more and sooner than his opponent and stuff like that. Yeah, easier to land simply. Yeah. So I think what will happen. I can see Figueroa winning definitely. Whether that will be by knockout or on points, I don't know. I mean, neither guy has been stopped yet, so we can't know. You know, we can only see maybe who has been down more and stuff like that. But As far as I can see, I don't think Figueroa has been done yet, and Magsayo has, yeah. So yeah, I think the safest pick is to predict Brandon Figueroa winning. Yeah, maybe not by knockout. Maybe I don't know, but I don't. This is hard. This is hard. Simply, maybe on points, or maybe on by a later stoppage. So yeah, there you have it. That was all I could give you. This is a really quite tough fight to predict, but Brandon Figueroa simply looks a little better, a little stronger to me on paper. So we'll see anyway. All right, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. In the meantime, don't forget to check out the podcast I have with Joshua Brewer. It's called The Boxing Chit on Sundays. All right, see you. Bye.